So, Abigail received some nerfs in the recent version, but he's still pretty strong. He still has access to, like, sweep into trigger activation into 50/50s that'll take off half your health. As well as none of his moves really got any more whiff punishable, other than his crouch jab getting a little worse, and some of his lights getting 1 frame slower, back to how they used to be. But one thing that still hasn't changed is people are not properly punishing moves, especially on his 50/50s. So essentially, Abigail has access in V3.5 to sweep, activation, and then on block, he can walk forward and then do an EX command grab. I don't play Abigail, so I'm not good at the combo. But you can get a slightly charged back heavy punch. Move 2 of them. And then pretty much get the kill. Or get half the health gone. And all they did was reduce the stun that it does. They didn't reduce the damage output. So basically, he would sweep, activate, and then either do the EX command grab, or there's a variety of ways to get the meaty. Sometimes some of the players will do medium punch, sometimes they'll do a raw Abigail flip, which will catch someone jumping, and sometimes they'll do crouch short Abigail flip. Of course. Yeah, they made it so that crouch short is no longer special cancelable, so that's not really an option anymore. But you can still do medium kick into EX Abigail flip. So, to punish the command grab, just like any other command grab, you can backdash it, or you can jump it, and punish it. It doesn't change the fact that it's still risky, no matter which guess you're forced to take, and sometimes it's a good idea to just V-reversal the actual, the sweep itself after he's activated, or, you know, just find a way to get out of that situation. And, once he's got access to trigger, it's a good idea to start sort of back jumping and neutral jumping to try and catch him doing the sweep, so that you can punish it. But one thing that I never see anyone do is punish the EX Abigail flip. So regular Abigail flip, light version is that, nullifies projectiles, does whatever. 0 on block. Medium is pretty fast and is +1 on block, and the heavy is still pretty fast, difficult to react to, and +2 on block, and usually leaves him in range for a normal or a command throw. So he can cancel these from any of his cancelable buttons, and it's pretty difficult to react to, but generally speaking, the best way to punish it is with a neutral jump. Or, if you're late on the reaction, just do anything. Stand jab is usually your best bet for most characters. And it is counter-hittable all the way through, so you can crush counter it. You can even crush counter it once he's already landed, but before the attack comes out. But punishing that is all about whether or not you're able to react to the move in time, which is not necessarily guaranteed. It's just like anti-airing, only faster, but you can cancel it from normals. However, when he does the EX Abigail flip, he's not plus, but he is -2 at the end of it, so he can't be punished. However, The difference being, he hits on the way up as well as on the way down. And there's still a gap in between them, just like how you can react to the regular ones and then hit them out of the air. So because you can block it on the way up, there is absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be punishing it in the gap in between the two strikes. Don't just sit there and block it. Every single character can punish in between those strikes. And yeah, I just want to demonstrate generally how to punish it with each character. Now, for positioning's sake, every single character can just back throw this. Every single character has access to that if you want to side switch. But other than that, generally, after blocking this, if you just jab him, or if you do anything between 1 and 5 frames, it'll knock him out of the air, if you do it immediately. 6 frame normals to 8 frame normals will catch him on the ground. And the distance that your character will be from Abigail after this hit is kind of weird and inconsistent, which is why you need to study and figure out which combos you can actually get and at what distance. Because if you block this point blank, you're a bit closer than if you block this far away. So Ryu gets crouching heavy punch into heavy shoryuken. You don't have to worry about timing the heavy punch. If you just do it as soon as possible, he'll already be on the ground. Like I said, 6 to 8 frame normals will work just fine. You just input them immediately. By putting a slight delay, walking forward, you can get 5 frame normals like that once he's on the ground. Chun gets that, no matter what range you block it from. So there is a distance from the orb where Menat does not get a very good punish on the gap between the startup, the first attack, and the second attack of the EX Abigail Flip. So as Menat's orb punishes go, generally it's pretty close, equals something like that, a little farther away. Do the recall, And then farther away from that still, where none of those things will combo, you have to do V-skill into the orb recall so that it launches them into the orb that's much farther away. Unfortunately, Menat's punish on the EX Abigail Flip cannot link into barehanded V-skill. Nothing she does. So, to explain what I'm talking about, when the orb is too far away to immediately hit the opponent when cancelled like that, when you cancel a normal into the orb recall, Menat is actually generally minus off of pretty much all of her buttons except for standing hard kick, which is 0 on block when cancelled into the orb recall. So that's totally fine for her, especially given that she has a 3-frame normal. But most of the other things, like say you do standing medium kick into orb recall, that's -6. And a lot of people don't punish her when she does this, like say crouching medium punch recall is -3. You know, some characters can punish it if the orb isn't going to hit them right away, but not a lot of people do. But in any case, essentially, V-skill as well is a good button to cancel into the orb recall. It's also 0. So because you can't combo into the orb when it's too far away, you don't get a punish that allows you to do so, unless you take that trade. And at that point, it's better to just take the back throw. Instead, consider doing something like that, where you just take the crouching medium punch as the punish to the EX Abigail Flip, and then you cancel a heavy safe normal into the orb recall. Heavy punch into orb recall when the orb isn't right next to the opponent is -2. However, you do have to time this medium punch, because if you do it too early, you'll hit him out of the air like that. If you don't want to time anything, you can just go for back punch. So, medium punch into Crouch Fierce will not work unless it's point blank. So, farther away, Crouch Fierce will always work. So, Jury gets by far the biggest assortment of possible punishes, because you do have to time this one, but you can punish with the target combo, which leads into, like... And it doesn't matter how far away you are, the target combo has actually a lot more range than even the medium punch itself. So, let's turn this off for a second. So yeah, target combo has tons of different options and routes. all of which can be done at any range, punishing the EX Abigail Flip. Except for the ones using the medium Fuharen Kyaku, because if you're too far away, you won't be able to get stand strong into standing medium kick. But all the target combo ones work at like any range. That only works point blank. The easiest and most reliable, regardless of range, is the medium kick target combo. Medium kick, I don't remember if it's 6 or 7 frames, but whatever, you don't have to time it like you do the medium punch. And it works at any range. So Nash can't always get that. At max range, you're better off just doing hard punch. So Ken's most reliable punish at every single range is that. At closer ranges, he can also get that. Max range, you can get hard punch. Closer than that, you can get stand strong, stand fierce, and then at any range, as long as you time it right, you can do that. Big is actually pretty good against Abigail in general, and he gets good punishes on the Abigail flips. Surprisingly, Nikali does not get the greatest punishes, especially not from far away. That's pretty much your best bet at max range, is just stand strong into the light or the X disc guidance. Point blank, you can get that. But that only does 132 damage, and you can actually get more if you just punish with the heavy command grab, which you can do from any range. So, luckily for Guile, at any range, he can pretty much get the fierce punch into that, and but unfortunately the heavy flash kick will always hit at the tail end, and it doesn't matter how far away you are, it'll never fail. It'll always do that, but it also doesn't matter how close you are, it'll always hit at the tail end. So if you're point blank, you can actually go for that and it'll do a bit more damage. And at any point, you can that. At any range, you can punish with heavy punch into heavy parabellum. Also at any range, you can do heavy punch, light kick, EX parabellum. Actually, at any range, no matter what range you are, crouch strong will never link into a standard medium kick. So instead, when you're point blank, you can go for that for your meterless damage. And if you want to build V-trigger, you can always punish with the actual parry of the V skill. So yeah, I don't know too much about the new Zeku combos, but just know that that doesn't work, unfortunately. So you gotta punish with medium punch. So there is actually, at the max range, blocking this, that target combo will not link. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it, but it has missed. So, as anyone would expect, Abigail has pretty good punishes against his own moves. So, highest meterless damage at any range is heavy command grab. You can also get back hard punch, hard punch. So, if you're close enough, you can get that. So Urian has the greatest punishes against this move out of pretty much everyone in the cast, because no matter what distance you block it at, it automatically sets it up for his optimal positioning with crushing heavy punch. To get two of them. So you can always get that 250 meterless damage. Into you know, whatever. Balrog gets a great punish too, because no matter the range, she can always punish with his crouching hard punch, which leads into all of his big damage. As far as I know, Fong just gets a heavy punch into that. Which, you know, it's fine. It's better than what Macaulay gets at max range. So I know that there are, like, setups in different situations for a max range light punch that will combo into the hard punch. So I don't know if that's possible. If there's any setup to punish this to get that, but if so, then that would do more damage. Dalsum just gets the back medium kick, pretty much. Birdie gets crouch strong into Zonk. or if you don't have Zonk charged, just into Bullhead. At max range, you can do a tiny walk forwards and get light kick into crouch strong. And obviously he gets command throw, which does the most meterless damage at any range. So I know you think this looks lame, right? Like Bison doesn't get any cool stuff, big punishes against it. It's pretty much just that. That and that, right? Well, Bison actually gets it's a perfect setup to use the invincibility of his forward dash to completely ignore the attack, which allows him to get a punish with a lot more stuff. So that's pretty cool. So like I said initially, Abigail still has those same 50-50 situations, and once he gets in your face and is plus on block, he'll be going for, he'll be trying to catch you jumping and going for that EX Abigail Flip, which he will not be able to hit confirm. He'll, in those situations, most commonly, actually pretty much just sweep into activation for him. He'll go for EX command throw, or something into EX Abigail Flip generally, unless he's going for something that does less damage as a meaty. Either one, unique to Abigail as a grappler, no matter which option he chooses, if you guess right, you can punish him. You can punish him if you jump the command grab, and you can punish him, every character, like I just showed, can punish him if you block the EX Abigail Flip. So, I'm really sick of seeing people just wait and block and let themselves be -2 afterwards, so start punishing it. No benefit to doing that. You're only +4 afterwards, but if you want to style.